The film begins with the scene where 7 women walk to the top of the mountain and start falling terribly to their death one after the other. The next scene shows a family of 4, the Adedonjoye family, having a great time together in Lagos. Adedonjoye, who is also a prince from Adekogbe Royal House in a town known as Elora, is the husband to Amoka, who is from the Igbo ethnic group. Both have 2 children, Todi and Fola. Wole is seen angrily confronting some chiefs in a village known as Elora. These chiefs are Oten, Osi, and Agboakin. They are notorious land-grabbing cartel, and Wole's father happens to be their latest victim. Wole visits his friend, Adedonjoye, in Lagos and relays the incident to him unexpectedly. Adedonjo expresses his disapproval to Elora chief's excesses. Next, we see the chiefs having a great time with another prince named Adioria, who is also coveting the throne of the Elora. Hence, Adioria keep lobbying the chiefs with all kinds of largesse in order to be made the next king. Later on, the oracle selects Adedonjoye to be the next king, and the elders in his family persuade the obviously uninterested Adedonjoye to accept the offer. After some persuasion from Amoka, his wife, Adedonjoye embarks on the journey to ascending the throne of his forefather. This is to the chagrin of the trio of Oten, Osi, and Agbaken, who have been at the forefront in making Adioria the next king. Adedonjoye undergoes necessary rites on his way to ascending the throne, which include meeting the 3 different deities that start act of drumming, singing, and praising. In Elora, he also had to engage in a physical combat with a spiritual being and defeats him in the same shrine. Finally, Adedonjoye is made the king of Elora, but before his coronation ceremony, the chief priest of Elora kingdom has told Adedonjoye that the final rite which he must also carry out is to have 7 queens, the instruction which Adedonjoye is yet to comply with. The land-grabbing menace by the Elora chiefs continues, and they seem not have anyone to curb them until King Adedonjoye strictly warned them to desist from such act, or else he would deal with them decisively. The chiefs feel humiliated and have a meeting among themselves at Oten's residence over their ordeal with the king. Suddenly, some arm-wielding thugs invade Oten's residence and forcefully take the chiefs together with Hiyolode to Prince Adehoria torture room. Adehoria felt he has been deceived by the chiefs, who were fraudulently receiving freebies from him, hoping to make him the next king. He orders his thugs to beat the hell out of these chiefs, and all of them sustain various degree of injuries. Despite the king's warning, the chiefs continue using their thugs to forcefully take over people's lands. This makes King Adedonjoye to call on the police to carry out investigation and gives his directive to the police to decisively legally deal with any of his chiefs who embark in such act again. After this, King Adedonjoye had a terrible nightmare which indicates bad omen. This is followed by the sudden death of his only daughter, Fola, just after the king sees the same mysterious being he saw in his dream now roaming through his palace. The chiefs feel good about the ordeal the king is facing, as they see it as their revenge. Every effort from the chiefs to make Prince Adehoria believe they are still of use to him becoming the next king proves abortive, because Adehoria obviously now see them as cheat. As time goes on, the entire Elora town is thrown into deep mourning over the unfortunate fatal occurrence which lead to the death of many indigenes of the town, including the children of Summer Chief and Kingmaker, who earlier warned Adedonjoye to complete the rite of taking 7 wives. The kingmakers confronted the king and chastised him for not yielding to the instruction from the gods of the land. King Adedonjoye consults the chief priest, who narrate the historical reason that necessitates him to marry 7 wives. It happened that some decades ago, King Adedonjoye's great-grandfather, King Adejuwan, killed his elder brother to pave way for himself to becoming the king of Elora. King Adejuwan was later informed by the chief priest that the Hafor oracle says the king would die when he becomes 50 years old. The king, who is already 45 years old when he ascended the throne, felt bad hearing this. Hence he seeks the help of an outcast named Isusu in the forest. Isusu, whom the previous king banished from the village over some offense, has now become a very powerful man with mysterious metaphysical power to wade away this curse of early death from King Adejuwan, but on these very wicked conditions that all the 7 queens of the king would have to be used as sacrifice, and the king must order his returning to Elora. King Adejuwan accepts these offers, resulting to the incident in the first scene of this film where 7 women fall to their death from top of the mountain. The chief priest of that time, who shows his displeasure over what the king did, was gruesomely murdered. Eventually, when the king clocked the age of 50, he was down with terrible ailment that causes him pain, and he keeps praying for death. Meanwhile, Isusu now lives large like a king in Elora. The king summons him for help, but he declined, and King Adejuwan continues to live in sorrow. Back to King Adedonjoye, who informs Queen Amoka of his intention to follow the instruction of the gods. But Amoka rejects this and promises to divorce him. King Adedonjoye is devastated and almost losing his mind. Queen, who loves her husband, notices this and reluctantly allows the king to go ahead with marrying 6 additional wives. The 6 wives becomes another cause of worry and trouble in the palace, frustrating Queen Amoka day and night. Meanwhile, as the king is busy encountering his family issues, his chiefs have devised another plan that would lead Prince Adeoria to becoming the king. The plan involves advising Prince Adeoria to financially induce the family of Opa, a staff, to revive the chieftaincy reign of their heritage. The taboo about this staff is that it is forbidden for the reigning king to set his eye on it twice after seeing it the first time when he is to be coronated. The plan is to later make the bearer of the staff, Opemi, to take the staff to the king in his palace in order to have him dead, in order to pave way for Prince Adeoria to becoming the king. After some time, King Adedonjoye has enough of his 6 new wives when they publicly humiliate Queen Amoka, which result to the king having them pack their belongings and chase them out of his palace. Wolo's father heard of Opemi's plan to invade the palace with the staff, and the man quickly moved to the palace to inform the king. Before Opemi could gain entrance into the palace, Wolo's father stops him and both are mysteriously struck by the charm. This eventually leads to the death of Wolo's father and renders Opemi incapacitated. The indigents of Elora are overwhelmed and grow tired of the reign of King Adedonjoye, so they protest to his palace for him to relinquish the throne. Later on, another tragedy strikes in the palace, when Todoi, the only son of King Adedonjoye, almost lost his life due to attack from the mysterious creature roaming within the palace. But later on, the chief priest revived the little boy after the king is advised to retake the 6 wives he chased away from the palace, which he did, but this does not stop the mysterious creature from roaming the palace. So the chief priest continues the reason for this by continuing the story of King Adejuwon, King Adedonjoye's great-grandfather. King Adejuwon confessed to his chiefs about his deal with Isusu, and his chiefs helped him to banish Isusu out of the village by using an abomination to destroy Isusu's power. But as soon as he approached the village border, Isusu turns himself to a deity whom the villagers now worship with curse, misfortune and death. King Adejuwon later died after he painfully lived over 100 years on earth in sorrow and agony. So, as long as Isusu remains within the village border, he would continue to cause havoc. In Elora, the chief priest leaves King Adedonjoye the only option of engaging the wicked deity in a fight to finish and destroy his continuous stay in the village. The king is fortified with mysterious powers from both the priest from his wife's people and Elora. He embarks on the fight of his life with Isusu in his dirty shrine, and through the help of his late great-grandfather, he defeats the wicked deity Isusu. This brings joy and everlasting peace to the land of Elora. This is where the film ends. Kindly subscribe to this channel. Click the like button and smash the notification bell to enjoy more of this. Thanks for watching.